Hey there, welcome to your deep dive into the world of sales managers. We've got some really interesting insights here from RoleCatcher,
Mm-hmm.
a website, by the way, that's all about helping people figure out, their careers, like having a career GPS,
Right.
which, let's face it, we could all use a little guidance sometime.
Oh, absolutely.
And get this, they've got this AI feature now that can actually analyze job descriptions.
Oh.
It's like having a secret weapon,
Yeah.
your job search arsenal.
Right.
But more on that a little bit later.
Oh.
First, let's unpack what a sales manager actually does, what skills you need to really excel, and even how you can become one.
It's funny because when you say sales, most people, the first thing they picture is like that classic smooth talker,
Right.
all charisma, closing deals left and right.
Yeah, they could sell ice to an Eskimo.
Exactly. But being a sales manager, it's so much more than that. It really
Yeah,
is about strategy, leadership,
sure.
data analysis. They're the ones setting the stage for the entire team's success. So less smooth talking, more strategic mastermind.
You got it. Yeah, like think of them as the conductor of a sales orchestra,
Okay.
bringing together all these different instruments. You've got your marketing, customer service, product development, all that to create this like harmonious symphony of sales.
I love that analogy, but okay, let's get specific. RoleCatcher mentions that sales managers often use something called sales platforms.
Right.
What's the deal with those? What are they actually using day to day?
Okay, so imagine a dashboard
Okay.
that not only tracks every sale, every lead, every single customer interaction, but it also helps you analyze what's working and even predict future trends.
Oh, wow.
That's your sales platform.
Right.
It's like a core tool for sales managers these days, almost like a co-pilot in the cockpit of their sales journey.
So they're not just relying on gut feeling anymore. It's all about data-driven decisions.
100%, yeah. Take Salesforce, for example.
One of the leading sales platforms out there. A sales manager can use that to see which marketing campaigns are generating the best leads, which products are selling like hotcakes in certain regions, even predict, like you were saying, which customers are most likely to make a purchase down the line.
Wow, that's incredible. That's like having a crystal ball for sales.
Yeah.
But RoleCatcher also uses this other term, robust sales platform.
Mm.
And like I say, it sounds a little intimidating.
Yeah.
Any idea what that actually means in the real world of sales?
Yeah, it sounds scary, but it's actually really cool. A robust sales platform just means it's more than just basic sales tracking.
Oh, yeah.
It integrates with other tools that are crucial for your business,
Okay.
like your marketing automation software or your customer relationship management system, all that. It gives you like a 360-degree view of the customer journey.
Okay, so it's about connecting the dots,
Yeah.
seeing the big picture.
Yes. And you know what? With a robust platform, sales managers can start automating tasks, get detailed reports, even personalize the sales experience for every single customer.
That makes a lot of sense. Especially these days, when everyone wants that personalized touch.
Right.
It's not one size fits all anymore.
Exactly. And that's where those analytical skills really come into play,
Yeah.
which RoleCatcher talks about a lot.
Yeah.
It's not just about crunching numbers. It's about understanding what those numbers actually mean for your customers, your team, and ultimately, your bottom line.
So we've established that being a sales manager is not just about closing deals. Persuasion is important,
Yeah.
but it's not everything.
Right.
What other skills are we talking about here? What makes a sales manager really stand out in a sea of, I don't know, Zoom calls these days?
Yeah. It's funny you should put it that way because it really is about understanding like human behavior,
Right.
reading between the lines, knowing when to, kind of push your point and when to just sit back and listen. That's why it was so interesting to see RoleCatcher mention psychology and communication as really valuable backgrounds
Yeah.
for aspiring sales managers.
I was surprised by that too.
Yeah.
But you're right, it makes sense.
It's about people.
It's not just about the product, it's about the people.
Exactly.
Speaking of people, what about like the challenges of leading a sales team?
Right.
Because we're talking about managing people here.
Yeah, yeah.
Not just like numbers on a spreadsheet,
For
right?
sure.
And that comes with a whole other set of hurdles.
Oh, absolutely. The guide talks about this a lot, the pressure that sales managers are under,
Right.
especially when it comes to hitting those sales targets.
Oh, yeah.
It's a high-stakes environment, can definitely lead to some long hours
Yeah.
and maybe a few sleepless nights.
So not for the faint of heart. You need like nerves of steel to thrive in that world.
Yeah, maybe a good coffee machine wouldn't hurt either.
Yep.
But no, seriously, it's all about finding that balance
Okay.
between driving those results and also supporting your team.
Yeah.
Because a good sales manager knows how to keep their team motivated,
Right.
celebrate the wins, provide good feedback, even when, things get tough.
Yeah, it's about fostering that sense of, camaraderie. You're all in it together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where good communication is key, not just with your team, but when you're dealing with clients,
Oh, yeah.
which can be tricky.
Oh, I can imagine.
Because not every sale is going to be, smooth sailing. There's
Yeah.
going to be some objections, some negotiations. You might even come across a grumpy customer every now and then.
Oof. Yeah, I've been there. So how does a sales manager deal with those curveballs? What does RoleCatcher say?
Active listening, for one.
Okay.
Really understanding where the client is coming from.
Okay.
And then trying to find a solution that works for everybody. And you know what can really help in those situations?
How's that?
Date.
Really? Even when you're like face to face with a frustrated customer?
Oh, absolutely. Let's say, for example, you're a sales manager at a software company.
Okay.
And you've got a client who is not happy
Yeah.
about a recent update.
Okay. Yeah. Happens all the time.
Right. So instead of just saying, oh, I'm so sorry you're unhappy, you can pull up their usage data
Okay.
and say, hey, I see that you use this particular feature a lot.
Okay.
Let's see how this new update can actually make that even better for you.
Wow. That changes everything.
Yeah.
So it's not just about like, throwing around charts and graphs in a meeting.
Right.
It's about actually using the data to connect with people
Yeah, build that trust.
and find solutions.
Exactly.
That's really interesting.
And that's something, honestly, that AI can't replicate.
Right.
As smart as it's getting, it still comes down to that human connection.
Right. That empathy, that ability to really read a room, read a person.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so this is all starting to paint a clearer picture for me
Good.
of what it actually takes to be a successful sales manager these days.
Yeah.
But let's say someone is listening right now.
Yeah.
And they're thinking, this is me.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is the career I've been looking for.
Yeah.
What does RoleCatcher say about actually getting your foot in the door?
Right.
What are the typical paths?
Well, like we mentioned earlier, having that business degree
Right.
or a marketing degree, that's always a good foundation.
Yeah.
But the good news is there's no one right way to be successful in sales.
Okay.
Some sales managers, they've worked their way up.
Oh.
Started in entry-level sales roles.
Right.
Others might come from a related field like marketing, customer service.
Okay.
Some even come from psychology.
Wow. So it's really about those transferable skills.
Yeah.
And that drive to succeed, no matter what your background is.
100%. And RoleCatcher really stresses building a strong portfolio.
Okay.
Showcasing what you've done, your accomplishments.
So it's not just about having sales manager on your resume.
Exactly.
It's about proving that you can deliver.
Yes, exactly. And speaking of resumes,
Yeah.
this is where their insights about AI and the job market become really interesting.
Oh.
Because let's face it, getting your foot in the door these days,
Yeah.
it can feel like an uphill battle.
Oh, tell me about it. You spend hours crafting the perfect resume.
Yeah.
You tailor it to the job description, and then
Yeah.
it's like you're sending it into a black hole.
It's tough.
Incredibly disheartening. So how do you stand out?
Right.
Especially when it feels like these algorithms are calling the shots.
It's true. AI is becoming more and more common in hiring these days.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like these algorithms are the new gatekeepers,
Yeah.
And we need the secret password to get past them.
Right.
How do we crack the code?
Well, that's where RoleCatcher's AI features are actually really helpful.
Okay.
Remember how we were talking about that tool
Yeah.
that analyzes job descriptions? It doesn't just analyze them.
Right.
It helps you decode them.
Okay, now I'm really interested.
So it looks for the keywords,
Okay.
the skills, the experience that hiring managers are really looking for.
Right.
And then it basically helps you tailor your resume and your cover letter to match.
Oh, wow.
So it's like having a secret decoder ring.
So instead of trying to outsmart the algorithm,
Right.
you're learning to speak its language.
Exactly, because those AI recruiters are looking for very specific things.
Yeah.
Patterns and keywords.
Right.
And honestly, sometimes our brains just can't compete with that.
It's like trying to win a game without knowing the rules.
Yeah.
So RoleCatcher's kind of leveling the playing field,
Exactly.
giving us humans a fighting chance.
Yeah. And it's not just about getting past that initial screening either.
Right.
They also give you insights about salary expectations.
Okay.
company culture, even interview tips for specific companies
Wow.
and roles.
It's like having a career coach in your pocket.
Right.
So whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned pro looking for a change, this is like
Yeah.
essential information.
It's the new reality of the job market.
It really is.
You gotta embrace it.
It's like having a secret weapon
Mm-hmm.
in your job search.
Yeah.
So anyone listening out there considering a career in sales,
Yeah.
remember, it's not just about being charismatic anymore.
It's so much more.
Data strategic thinking, you've got to be adaptable. And you know what?
What's that?
AI literacy.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
That's huge now.
It's a whole new world out there.
It really is. It's fascinating, though,
It is.
how much things have changed.
Yeah, but at its core,
Yeah.
it's still about people.
Yeah.
It's about building those relationships,
Absolutely.
finding solutions that work.
And that human connection.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into the world of sales managers.
It sure does.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from the skills you need to the challenges you'll face and the incredible opportunities out there. And for anyone listening who's interested in learning more about how to navigate this AI-powered world, remember tools like RoleCatcher
Yes.
can be a game changer.
Absolutely.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.